Hello. we
be looking like we in trouble.
Like, goddamn.
What we do?
What's the deal? What's the deal? What's the deal? Episode 21, the Trio Podcast. What's the deal?
It's a special edition today.
It is.
We are celebrating.
It's Scorpio season, baby. I hope you know. Act like you know.
Scorpios. What can I say that hasn't already been said?
Hilarious.
Oh my God.
I'm an October Scorpio, and I have heard, this is just based on what I've heard, that there's a difference. And sometimes the November Scorpios be a little bit more intense with the Scorpionetry. You know what I'm saying? And Octobers are
is that really the right term for it?
No, girl.
Oh, okay.
That's
That sounds cool though.
No, it's like the temperaments are a little bit different. So the temperaments of a November are a little bit more harsh. Like a lot of the things that people don't like about the sign, you can really see them present in like the November ones or whatever. And October seem to be a little more just chill, go with the flow. Like
Right.
we have our moments.
Is that the
but
Virgo
it's not.
Scorpio transition?
Maybe it's that cusp thing. Well, it's Libra.
I mean, right. I'm sorry.
Yeah, right. So it's and I do have a lot of Libra in my chart too. So that's potentially why. But yes, thank you, ladies, for my wonderful balloons.
Well, happy birthday!
Thank you. I wore the right color. It's all flowing on your side.
Right? You know, sometimes they just come together.
I think I'm going to do a Scorpio shout out. Let me think off the top of my head. Okay, so let's do a Scorpio shout out. Okay, let me start with my daddy. Happy birthday, daddy.
Happy birthday, daddy.
That nigga's a November Scorpio.
When is birthday? November what? That's crazy.
That's crazy.
That nigga is crazy.
The 13th.
November 13th. Okay.
Yeah, and then Elijah's a November Scorpio also. My nephew Elijah.
I forgot Scorpio.
Mm-hmm. And then shout out to my cousin Kamika. She's a November Scorpio.
Oh, this bitch, this shit getting
Right.
ghetto.
Right.
Oh my God. Where
My
we going?
cousin Kamika. Happy birthday, Kim. DJ Dwayne Jones.
What's up, DJ? That's
what up, my nigga DJ?
That's one of my biggest Flower Child customers. I love him so much for
Really?
that. He's one of my most
Thank you for supporting,
customers.
DJ. We appreciate that.
Hey, DJ.
Yeah, that's dope. And then Fresh, of course, our nigga Brandon.
Happy
Who's
birthday,
Fresh?
Brandon.
Oh yes, girl. You gotta say
Excuse her.
You gotta
Right.
I don't know all that.
Fresh Brandon,
girl.
You gotta say Lamert's own.
Right.
And then
Lamert's.
be like, oh, the homie.
Lamert's
homie.
finest.
My
Shout out
bro.
to you.
Shout
Rest
out
in
to
peace,
D.
Marcos was a Scorpio.
Happy birthday,
my brother,
Marcos.
and his birthday was November 17th. And yeah, like it's a lot of Scorpios. It's a lot of
My
Scorpios.
girl Abby, happy birthday. Hers just passed too. She's a Scorpio.
Yeah.
They be popping out. They just be popping out. So I can't even believe we at Scorpio season. So that
First
means
of all, the year went by
we
so
almost
fast.
there. It's just Sag and that's it. And then we back to you to kick it off. So that's
Damn.
crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Jesus, can't even speak right.
You speaking in tongues.
Right. It's like where did the year go? Like, God damn, we really lapped 2021. That's crazy.
No, this year went by so fast.
That's crazy.
I know we say it all the time, but it really did.
No, this
It
one
did.
did.
It really did. And I think
The
it
summer
moves
went by
faster
fast.
when you're present. Or maybe not. I don't. For me, I feel like I was present in each moment, and I still feel like it went fast. I remember everything.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
same,
saying? It's nothing
same.
that seems like everything.
Yeah,
like from
I
start
agree.
to now, it's kind of like damn, like that was quick. So
Yeah, I agree.
time does roll.
God damn.
Got to stay on the grind.
Well, we about to be back to the first quarter. So many things going on to the ending the quarter. Great on a great, run or whatever, and then starting it back up in January. It's gonna be dope. So I'm looking forward to closing out to a successful year and opening with an even bigger success for 2022.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to
Cheers to that. Yeah.
I have nothing in my cup today, but it's okay.
Cheers to the
Should have had a
level up.
birthday
That's
cup.
kinda cute. I got
It is.
Like, look.
It's a whole-
It's.
And y'all know I'm a gold girl. This is a vibe, though. Okay.
I mean,
These are
it just
cute.
kind of came together like
These
low
are
key.
cute.
Right?
Look at God.
Look at God, right.
We have fruit too. They brought me fruit instead of cupcakes. I'm on these dietary restrictions, so I can't be eating all this stuff.
Champagne.
Can
mixed-
they
bring
pet
out
the blueberry?
notes.
Thank you. At least I,
Bring out
thank
the
you.
notes.
Sizzling this motherfucker.
Yeah, and Fallon released a new baby on
Yes.
her birthday. So we
Yes.
have like a double celebration, and this album has been sitting with me because you play something on Apple gonna pick up where you left off at. So every time I get in my car, Fallon is on the dash.
I love it.
She is playing. I probably didn't text you shit between text
Several
and DM.
times,
Like,
yeah.
oh my God, this album, like, I really enjoy it. So
Thank you,
you guys
baby.
can check it out.
Project too, right?
So it's a quarantine baby. Flower Child is out now. Make sure y'all go get that. It's on all streaming platforms. If you want to support, make sure you go to iTunes, though. You can buy it. It's under $10. I don't price it. Apple prices it. But that's the best way that you can support. But you can stream it anywhere. I just want y'all to listen. I want people to listen. But it was a quarantine baby. I didn't know if I was going to release it in 2020. People were still releasing music in 2020, which I thought was so dope because it was like the grind don't stop.
Exactly.
And people were kind of like on standstill. So it actually was like a dope time to drop because people just wanted something to do.
We had time to sit.
It didn't really sit well with me as far as like when to release it. It didn't feel right releasing it at that time. So I did hold off. And then I figured like, okay, I didn't held it this long for the following year. I might as well just release it on my birthday. But it's 6 records. It was, you know, just kind of the vibe and, you know, flow I was in at the time. It's not necessarily my lane. I think that I will be continuing to go into, but it was a pocket that felt good to me. And I'm an artist, so I can do what I want to do at this point.
Absolutely.
Until y'all really start paying and say, no, bitch, we want to hear that.
Exactly.
I'm gonna do what I like.
Right.
You know what I mean? It just feels good to me. And Mook even said, which I thought was a really dope compliment. I appreciate that. Is that, you know, you can't really put me in a box.
Yeah.
You know, so I do.
I like that.
Like Destiny was very jazzy and kind of contemporary. And then, you know, I got Used To, which is like super hip hop influenced R&B. And then Flower Child is just kind of like melodic, vibey, kind of, you know. So, yeah, I just do what feels good. And, yeah, y'all go get that.
Even though each sound is different, like lyrically you spin the same type of shit, just different styles. So like the penmanship remains the same. Like you may get
always been crazy.
some different, you know, like each record will sound dope. It's gonna sound good live. Each album because they give different instruments. So it's dope. And if I'm like, you know, I don't eat meat and shit. I'm like, this girl is crazy. If you're looking for a vibe, that's my dad.
Please go support it. Buy it.
Thank
stream
you.
it.
Sorry,
Best way you can, like
little
she said,
rant.
is just listen.
Just listen. Tap in. Tell me which ones are your favorite records because it is important. I might have something else before the end of the year where I do something that I allow the people to kind of do an A&R thing where they tell me these are the records. What y'all feel about these? Which ones y'all picking? And get people involved. So just stay tuned for that. I got some more records I might drop before 2022. Yeah.
And G shit is really nice too. Maybe because like
shout out to Tip.
We was like hiking up our skirts on the field and shit. Then
all facts, right?
All facts. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I like it.
Thank
you.
And
then Tip compliment the record too.
Yes, I did not put his girl. I have so much going on, guys. Okay, I didn't even put his name on the featuring thing.
Oh my god!
So now
Don't forget that.
I put everything because especially when you're doing it, you can't undo it.
Okay.
Once it's posted, unless you want to delete it and then post it again. Which I might end up doing.
It's a way you can do it though. It's a process, but it's a way you can do it.
Hit me up and let me know. I know you know all of the little all the Empire or whatever. I ain't on Empire and shit. You know what I'm saying? We got plugs and pulls.
We can fix it.
I'm gonna put Inglewood Tip on there.
It might take a few weeks, but it could get fixed.
He blessed number 6, G shit or whatever. And he's been so instrumental in just me doing music, period. I just want to take a moment to shout him out on that or whatever. Like so instrumental in just my development as an artist and everything. But yeah, he's on that record as well.
He slide on that. I like the other records y'all got together.
Come With Me?
Come With Me is fire.
Yeah, is it Come With Me?
Come with me.
Mm-hmm.
But he be rapping talking about have her legs up. And my mom be like, oh my gosh. I was like, ladies,
I want your pussy wet with my t-shirt on and shit. I'm like, hey, like,
that's the
so we already know.
Thank you. So the record would come on in the car, and my mom be like, "Oh my god, hasn't I'm like, look, we're here. We are here."
I was kind of like when he wrote, I'm like, oh,
Come With Me actually is one of my favorite records of yours.
Oh, thank you.
That's my. That's. If I have anything in rotation, it's that.
It means something because she's not the R&B girl, and Mookie is alternative R&B, where it's like, you know, Mookie like stuff that you have never heard, and then she'll put you on something and be like, oh, this is dope, like, you know what I'm saying? So she picking shit from me with somebody from the UK, Christian old school 90s R&B, where it gotta feel good, not the sappy slow shit or whatever. So. Getting compliments from you ladies means a lot.
Oh well, you're welcome. Didn't know, but thank you. That should go. So go get that.
Go get it.
Go get that.
For real.
Oh my God! So
we
cheers
on
to the
today.
new album.
We on today, right? We got a couple of topics that we did want to tap into. I want to shout her out. Okay, we just gonna start with this one, I guess, since we're here.
Since we're here.
Oh my God!
Fire.
Okay, hold on. Her name is on Instagram. Her name is Lisa Lamode. LISAALAMODE. I think that's how you pronounce it.
Lisa Lamode.
Lisa Lamode.
What's she do?
But on Instagram, Lisa Jean Francois, I think. Not to butcher,
Francois.
not that Francois.
Lisa
Yeah.
Jean Francois.
And not to butcher it, but she had a topic that was so triggering for me, but in a positive way.
Okay.
Her first post says, "Yes, I'm a black mom who does not spank or yell at her kids."
Right.
Her next slide says, "Yes, they do all the same stuff your kids do, and maybe even worse. No, my household isn't very different from yours. Sometimes my kids do any of the following. They refuse to listen, they talk back, they struggle to clean up after themselves, and have a little funky attitude. And guess what? They are all learning from me. That life happens, and you don't have to behave aggressively when you are displeased. And you certainly don't hit someone you love."
Right.
These are all her disclaimers. Yes, they still have the same. Yes, they still have responsibilities, rules, and firm boundaries. And no, I'm not worried that they'll wind up in prison because I don't parent aggressively. What kind of behavior do you intentionally model for your kids? So, and I was like, because that's me. And for me specifically, my mom was the complete opposite. I'm not raising Tori on the same terms that my mom raised me.
Right.
I grew up in you gonna get your ass whooped.
I'm about to say, which was what, ass whoopings?
Ass whoopings. Period. And a lot of us is. That's a lot of black households.
sure.
Like,
Okay,
I mean, that's period. That's off top. Like whooping your ass.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, and I necessarily didn't get as many whoopings as my sister.
Right.
You know, to TK growing up, I was always the favorite because I wasn't getting spanked. But you was the oldest one. You was the one fucking up. I used to just watch you, and I was like, I'm not gonna do that. Or a little bit more sneakier with my shit.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So I didn't necessarily get as many spankings, but that's just the household we grew up in. Period. It was ass whoopings.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, and I'm not that. But my mom too, and I think that's a generational thing too. That's my mom got her ass beat.
Of course.
You know what I mean? You know, so. For me personally, I don't have that type of aggression towards my child. I've been angry at Tori, but I've never been so angry till I want to stomp on her and just get a belt and just whoop her and spank her until she's crying hysterically.
Right.
I've never had, because I love her so much, it hurts me to see her hurt. So I guess that's where my disciplinarian action comes in, because I can't stand to see Tori cry.
Right.
Even when she is upset and I'm yelling at her, you know, I'm seeing her personality, her attitude change because she knows I'm upset. So I'll let her sit in that for a second and be like, so she knows that. And that's, to me, that's the way I discipline. Like, okay, she knows I'm mad or upset, so let me let her sit in that while I go in the other room. Like, leave mommy alone for a second. Oh, well, you don't want to hug me? No, leave mommy alone for a second.
Right.
And then she'd be like, oh, wow, like, I really did something wrong.
I done fucked up. Right.
Yeah, like, yeah,
Right.
I did, because now my mom is not showing me any affection. She's not talking to me. So now, okay, let me get it together. Let me go clean up. Then I'll start noticing the behavior change. So go clean up.
Right.
Now she's, oh, Mom, what did you need me to do again? Because I'm not showing her that affection, you know? So for me personally, I don't whoop my child. I get upset? Do I yell sometimes? Yes. But I have not yet to give her like an ass whooping.
Right.
You know? So I connected with this particular post straight off bat because my mom always tells me, like, well, if that was me, I would have whooped her ass. I'm like, well, I'm not you.
Right.
You know, like, this is my kid, and
Right.
I'm raising her completely
My
different.
turn. Right.
Because she do get out of pocket. Tori do get out of pocket sometimes, but I'm not about to get a belt. I just feel like I want to talk to her. I want to talk to her just how I'm talking to you and understand why you do what you did.
Right.
You know, and back then for us, I feel like we didn't have a voice. Our parents weren't giving us opportunities to speak and to talk. My mama wasn't sitting down talking to me about nothing.
Right.
It was just automatic. Oh, you did this? Go in the room, get the belt.
Right.
You know, so I feel like communication for me and parenting is so important. I want to be able to sit her down. I want you to talk to me and explain to me why you did what you did.
Right.
You know, and then we can figure out now if you want. Now I'll take the phone. I'll take the TV. I'll take things away that you love and that you want to do. But other than that, I feel like that's just the best way for me to parent and, you know, to discipline my kid. Of course, Fallon, you know, Yuri's now a teenager.
Well, as for myself.
Right. And how have you been able to, you know, I mean, she's a teenager now, so, and she's such a well-mannered young woman. Like, she really is. Because it could be completely different. You know,
right.
how, especially with
What? And all that. Like,
yeah, sassy shit,
girl.
fast, out in the street, sneaking, all kind of shit. You know,
like me. No, just like
you know, but she's not. So how have you been able to raise her and discipline her?
We have kind of grown up together, so it's kind of a weird dynamic with the relationship between my daughter and I. Had her when I was 22, and so we're growing together still. there still though has always been a separation of parent-child within our relationship, even though there is, because sometimes that's like a challenge when you're so close in age. We're not that, I didn't have her at 16, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That can sometimes be a challenge where they challenge your authority more because you guys are so close in age. That's never been the case. She's always known, don't try that with me.
Right.
You know what I mean? And my mom is old school, and so we live with my mom for most of her life. And so, you know, a lot of her old school values and stuff like that, respect was paramount. You know, one of the biggest compliments I get when, like, you know, she'll go get her hair done or, you know, be out with friends and their parents or whatever. Your child is so well mannered. That takes precedence to me over everything. So respect is paramount. But I don't think that I've necessarily had to, you know, I've never spanked her. I've never hit her with a belt. Ever. I have popped her. Yeah. Because she's like me. She's me. Our children are reincarnations of me. And my mama didn't necessarily beat me or spank me, but we used to get into it. Y'all know that because I had a crazy ass mouth. I would talk crazy. I still talk crazy. You talk crazy, especially if you're talking crazy to me. I'm definitely probably going to talk crazy to you. I'm probably going to say something that's out of pocket. Yeah. You know, and you just can't do that when you're not paying bills. You know what I'm saying? You can't do it. I wish somebody would have told me, like, Fallon, baby,
that was funny.
Gave me the game and shit.
You cannot do that if you're not paying bills. No, if you're not, you know, not when people are really busting their butts to like make a living so that way you can have the luxuries you have is just ridiculous. So, you know, she had to get with me in certain ways, not necessarily beat me, but we have definitely got into it. And with my daughter, it haven't been so much, you know, where I've had to beat her or spank her either, but she has had smart mouths at some times, you know, or, you know, a little bit too much lip or a little bit too much attitude. And it'll be sporadic because sometimes I'll just let stuff go. We'll either have a conversation about it. Sometimes I say, you know what, you on that BS. I don't feel like dealing with it right now. But it could just catch me off guard. Like, wait, what'd she say? What'd she say? What? You know what I'm saying? And she like, and it's the theatrics because, girl, I ain't hit you. I ain't hit you. I ain't, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but slapping her in the face, never. Spanking her with a belt, never. I probably hit her in my, and then I think it was sometime maybe when she was like smaller, I might have like popped that leg or something like that. Just like, no, you know what I mean? But I do think we have been raised, you know, like that. And so we don't want to raise our kids like that. We do want to make sure that, you know, we try to communicate with our kids. I'll let Mookie talk, but I will say that, but I'll say that, well, you've worked with children forever.
It couldn't hit them.
Not that you didn't want to. Or thought that it was okay. But I do feel like at some point we are going to see how, because we always feel like because we're raising our kids differently than our parents raised us, and it's going to be that much better. There's going to be some loopholes, and there was some type of rhyme and reason to what they did, even if it maybe wasn't directly there. And I think some people went too far, you know what I'm saying? Absolutely. With the beatings, and it became abuse. There was no follow-up of love. There was no follow-up of, you know, I'm doing this because da-da-da-da-da. And those situations were a little bit severe. But some of those, I think, kept a lot of us, you know, out of more trouble that we would have potentially been in if we didn't feel like, if we felt like, okay, this is just okay. You know what I mean? So
that's a fact.
Yeah.
No, that's a fact because you stayed out of trouble because you don't want the repercussions of the...
Yes. Like the ramifications.
Right, the ramifications. Like you didn't want that. You didn't want to deal with your parent. Yeah. You know, your parent instilled enough fear in you where you like, I ain't even fuck with it. Exactly. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't with it. Nope, I'm going to get in trouble. I'm not with it. You know? So when it comes to discipline, it's a slippery slope, and I have to choose my words because, you know, I don't have children yet. Wink, wink. But, well, no, because I'm drinking, but...
Like, but what you hitting around?
Like, when it comes to... I do think... discipline and how you discipline is child by child. You know, I do think certain children deserve a certain type of discipline, you know, because, you know, just you being upset won't be good enough. Taking something away won't be good enough. You know what I mean? I don't think, because you whoop them, then I'm going to start a pattern of abuse. Right. You know what I mean? I don't necessarily think that because you have studies to show the complete opposite. You know what I mean? I don't believe in disciplining out of anger. Like, you're going to whoop your child because they made you upset. Because then you're just taking that out on them. Right. And I think that's too far. I think the proper level of discipline needs to be associated with whatever they did. Right. You know what I mean? So... that's where I stand on that.
Do you feel like it differs, or do y'all feel like it differs between boys and girls?
No.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing.
To me,
No.
I mean, I don't think so. It just depends on what it is that you do and your temperament. Like you may have a child who's really sweet and you've been upset as enough and they don't like it.
Yeah.
Like oh my God, you're so mad at me. I don't like this.
It doesn't matter if they're
you know what
a
I
boy
mean.
or a girl.
And you have right, you know, and then you have some who just they're prone to fuck up.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not saying you get to switch. You know, because we all know that even that's generational. They only did what was passed down to them,
And down and down
even
and down.
we had more say than fucking they did. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because we all know, like, a lot of shit that was passed down was bullshit. Like, go to school. Like, okay. See where that got you.
That's a whole nother.
Right. So,
Go ahead.
yeah, so it was just generationally different. And I do like now that this generation is allowing kids to have a little bit more of a voice.
Yeah.
Are you explaining to them the why?
The why.
Because we never got the why. Well, why? Don't
We
fucking talk
yeah.
back.
Yeah.
Like, it was like way
I
out of
said
pocket.
so.
Because
What does that mean, though?
I'm gonna do it behind your back.
You didn't give me
Right.
no explanation too.
Right. So now
Yeah.
I do think this will create a more healthier, a more open relationship moving forward.
Yeah.
Because then you start to experience shit and you couldn't really go to your
Yeah.
parent because I'm not your friend. Like,
Yeah.
all right, clear. You know what I mean?
Right.
Well, I'm gonna go to my friends.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna go to my
Right.
friends.
I'm for sure sneaking out of here.
Or you gravitate towards, you know, the friends where the parents is a little less lenient.
Yeah.
Now where it is a separation is the parenting is boy and girl as a teen.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can spend a night at your male friend house,
Right.
for the most part, but niggas couldn't come to niggas wasn't coming to my house to spend the night.
Oh yeah. I
That's
mean,
out.
I was
No.
grown and wasn't
Unless,
nobody
Yeah, no,
that's
you know,
out.
unless Linda wasn't there. You know, it was one wild summer when she wasn't there.
8:30 to 5.
She worked the overnight shift.
Oh my god.
Oh my God, what a summer that was.
Oh my god.
What a summer.
You want some
Remember
pizza?
Shorty?
When- That's hilarious. I think my first little spending night
my
with a
God.
boy was West LA. So what? That's 1920,
18, 19.
18, 19. Yeah, that was my first like.
We won't get into that this evening.
Right. We're gonna take this
Yeah, that was my. But that was my first
I was
like.
really
Yeah,
younger.
Tammy wasn't.
But
Tammy wasn't on that time at
I
all.
wanted to point out something too, that with discipline and, you know, the need to, a lot of our moms were single moms.
Yes.
When you have a daddy
I
involved,
wanted to touch on that too. Go ahead.
when
Yep.
you got a daddy
it's
involved,
different.
when my child father
It's different.
speak to my daughter, she be dead silent.
Yeah.
I didn't sit.
Yep.
I didn't see her on the phone. Him going, what you?
That-
No,
that
I
shit
didn't.
changes quick.
I'm about to call your daddy. No, don't call my daddy.
Changes quick.
For boys and for girls. I've
It
also
changes
seen my
quick.
boyfriend and his son. And it don't even go that far. Like, he don't have to put his hands on him. He
Yeah.
make him do like
Push-ups and shit, huh?
Do push-ups, do 100 push-ups, go run 4 laps.
And he gonna be like, what I'm not gonna
Stand
do
in
is
the
this shit again.
sit in the squat position or whatever.
I'm not
like,
gonna do this shit again.
hands on the wall. and shit.
just like that. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no need for no, you know what I'm saying? They are scared. Fathers and
gonna
male
say the same
presence.
thing.
Even if it's not
Makes a
father,
huge
it could be
difference.
grandpa, it could be uncle, it could be, you know, whatever.
Just a male figure, period.
Just that male figure, strong
the
male
tone
figure.
of voice is different.
The tone of
It's
voice
that
is
tone of
different.
voice that
Yeah.
that gets them, and it can
It
produce a
takes
certain
that
level
village.
of something.
It's that
A
village.
fear.
Yeah, it's
There
that
you go.
village and raising a child that helps with how they're gonna turn out to be.
Yeah.
You know, so our mamas was tired as fuck. Yeah,
They
I'm gonna
was
whoop your ass. I'm
tired.
gonna whoop your ass because I want to hear none
And
of
you
that
talking
shit.
about what?
Off
Right.
this 10-hour
And it's
shift.
not clean. And it's like, what are you talking about?
Then it depends because like I was the third child 4 years apart. You know what I mean? So
She was
it
super
depends,
tired.
right? Like that's why I started calling her Linda
Yeah.
because she started to learn to ignore mom. Like she could tune mom out, but her name she'll respond to. That's why I be like Linda, and she be like, you know, and other people be like, you call your mom by her name. It like look.
We got a system here that
Right,
works.
got a
it's
system.
right. She signed my birthday cards. Love mommy, aka Linda. Like
That's
it's
so cute.
it's a thing. Yep,
Oh, I
we're
love
4 years
that.
apart, and my oldest sister, you know,
Yeah.
then then the middle sister, you know,
Why
she
you
was,
giving us
you
somebody
know,
giving a pat down?
I wish I could
love
throw up
you
the
dearly.
hood. Oh, I did.
love you dearly.
That was not
Yeah.
on purpose.
But like that was where you know.
That's
Moms
funny.
had to do the most.
Yeah.
You know, then Niecy is just who she is. It was like,
Yeah.
oh God, Jesus, a break. Then you got me who even blended the two,
Of the two-
but
right.
nothing like the first. So like when it got to me, the parenting was like, you know,
You
the
all
third
right.
one in, right. You ain't
Right.
right. You know, just
This is my third rodeo.
tell
I'm
me where you
almost
going.
done.
Right.
My baby
Right.
girl.
And then
Right.
they had to have a certain level of something. And we was going outside with no phones on us. I couldn't. No. You got your phone?
Oh my God. And you can't get in contact? Girl,
No,
we wasn't using no pay phones.
No, I would have to. My mom used to make me keep a coin purse in case I needed to make a phone call.
Just to use it in case.
Use it and call home.
Well, my mom just didn't let me go. I just wasn't allowed to never really go, like, unless I was, and then I called from y'all house or something like that, whatever. But dang, that's crazy.
So, yeah, it was. So
I hope y'all not beating y'all kids.
No.
Like Mookie said, like typically when that does happen, it is a misplaced sense of anger. You got to be mature enough if you decided to have the kids. You know what I'm saying? You got to be solid enough to.
Oh my God, it made me think about the girl who committed suicide over her children. Well, not over her children because, I can't think of her name. It was a young mom. She was from let me see if it's in here. She was a young mom. She committed suicide. This was a few weeks ago when we first were going to talk about the parenting thing. And I meant to bring her up. So when I went through her social media, because first I was so angry that she did that because when you go through her social media, it looks like she's crying out for some type of like help. She even... No, right here. Single mother of two, because I'm depression, blah, blah, blah. Well, you guys can see. Right, so her last one was like, sorry, I'm sorry, but I can't keep battling depression. To the ones who really was there for me, I love y'all. If I do succeed, please make sure my kids are okay. So to me, I thought that was like extremely selfish. Like, how you going to leave your kids and because it was too hard?
How many does she have?
Two. They were two small children at that, because she was talking about this, doing this parenting shit is, alone is too much, and on her social media feed, and she talks about it. You know what I mean?
How old was she?
She was, I don't know, 21, 22, something really young. But the shit gets fucking real. So it's like, if you are a parent, if you are overwhelmed, it's like, if you can't do the kid shit, take them to a fucking firehouse. I think you could leave your kids at a firehouse if I'm not mistaken, or drop them off, or
I know that.
like if you have a baby, like say if you had a pregnancy and you had a baby, it's a you don't get in trouble if you could just drop the baby off at the fire station. Yeah, they have the little newborn logo on their door, or
because people end up tossing their babies in the trash.
Yeah, seek the help, because everybody don't have a village. They feel like you laid there and had them. You have them, and it's like we're moving into a new space. I wish there were.
It's a challenge when you have small kids back to back and you're doing it by yourself. It's hard with one. Yeah. I've had many breakdowns with one.
I know that's right.
It's
I can't
tough.
imagine two.
Yeah, and
small ones crying.
You wouldn't have known
attention. Not knowing if she had mental health things.
She had a TikTok. I wish on her Instagram, because of course then I went to her Instagram, and it was like. You know how they make the little compilations? It was like, if I lose my battle to depression, just know that I tried. And then my heart switched, because I'm like, okay, she's been fighting this.
She's been fighting and calling out.
And, right. You wouldn't have known. And I just wish there's somewhere, or I don't know, somebody needs to create some shit called the village where it's like, come to us, we can help. Like some type of something, because she's like, was crying out just for regular shit. Like, I just want to sleep in. I don't want my days to start when the kids start. Like, and she was doing it so much by herself. So it's just like, fine.
Because everybody don't have mamas and grannies. And, I was blessed with a tribe. Like, I just was blessed. And I know that was nothing but God's protection, because I was not ready to be nobody mama when I had my child or whatever. But if without one, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And they're small kids, like under 5.
And you got two.
That's terrible.
So, kid, preschool, I think it was like his first day, like this year, so I think it could be like 3 and 9 months, or 3 and 1, or something really young. So
that's very sad.
I don't even have any lasting words other than like, shit, if you're overwhelmed, find somebody to speak to, or take your baby somewhere and take yourself to get some help.
I would rather her have dropped them off. That would have been hard too, but I'd rather her have taken them somewhere.
I mean, they wasn't with her. She did this. She offed herself, but
if you can't handle it.
Oh, that's what you mean in the moment.
If she can't handle it, like, I'd rather her have taken them somewhere, like, you know what, like you said, hospital, wherever.
Drop them off, and then take the time you
would
need.
have been the best place to drop them off at.
Even foster care, you could have got yourself together and got the kids back right?
Later. Yeah, most people don't like when a kid go in the system, because the system works so it works really against people for the most part. Yeah, once you get in there, it's hard to get them back. And she mustn't have anybody that she could trust in a family. Like, okay, my sister, my cousin, or somebody's going to get them.
I wonder if she was crying out for help and they didn't help and they weren't helping. They were like, "Nah, I can't."
Well, she said to the ones that was there, "I love y'all," but I don't think she had enough of that particular support. So yeah.
Oh, that's devastating.
Take care of yourselves, moms. I don't know how long postpartum lasts after a baby, but that's something a lot of women struggle with. So seek the help. I don't know where to seek it.
From 6 months to a year, just kind of depends,
Yeah.
Because you just noticing like the drastic changes in your body like right away.
Your hormones just the baby go from in you to out. Like it's a lot of just mentally.
I remember
your
being
mind
irritated with breastfeeding. Like, girl, get off me. Like that was irritating to me. After so long, because she would want to fall asleep on it. Like you're not even eating. Like get off me. Like
it was a lot for her.
A lot of women feel like that. They like, I want my body back.
I want my body back.
That's why I just want my body back
so fast. Like,
oh God,
baby baby don't even be out 6 weeks and they're already in fucking gym.
And that I don't like that either.
On and shit. Like,
remember they tried to do Lauren like that?
Who? Yes.
When Lauren was at the basketball game with Nipsey, whatever, was like, she maybe had a baby like 2 months.
Something, yes.
Oh, that was body shaming her.
And it was body shaming Lauren. Like, that was so crazy.
Like, she's big. And they've had to check everybody. And she's like, I've been told I'm pretty my whole life. Like, it is what it is. I just had a baby.
I hope she wasn't tripping off that.
Probably not. That's why she's probably like, I'm not.
She was on Red Table Talk. And
I need to see that episode.
She was filling in for Whitlow. So she wasn't a guest herself, just a guest host. And they had another lady on there. I forget her name. I think she's a doctor or something, a therapist. And I know they were talking about like boundaries and stuff. But I was excited to see Lauren in color. She had on pink.
Aww.
So I'm excited because she was in mourning for a long time. Not saying she's out, but it was just good to see her in a vibrant,
and you can kind of just
beautiful,
a vibrant color.
There. She just seems so like sad, always in her face.
Yeah, I think this is a new her, and I don't know what her journey is, but I don't want to look at her with sorrow. I don't want to keep looking at her with pity, not pity, but just my heart breaks for you. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I want to see her in excitement. Like she had on pink. Like I want to just notice her for her and not attribute her
see
to
that
pain.
Pretty smile again.
Yeah, because she's working to pass through it. I'm just in so much sorrow. Like I don't want to produce
I'm not
that.
saying that it's no different than anybody else's situation that lost their husband or their man or somebody so close to them. But I feel like too, Nipsey is
he's immortalized. He's
immortalized. It's like everywhere you go, she's going to see her man.
He's a living being.
You're going to hear him every single day. You're going to see some sort of reference to him every single day.
I'm reading the book right now.
The city will not let his legacy die.
Ever.
So it's very challenging to even imagine just going through your day to day and there's a Nipsey bill. We see a mural. There's 1,000 murals in the city of Nipsey. By the grace of God, Nipsey will never die in LA. Period.
Yeah. I hope that
he will never. His spirit will never die. But I'm saying, like for her, it's like a reminder.
That's what she's saying.
It's a reminder every single.
But it could be something good. She could be feeling down and look up and see a photo, and it's like, keep going, babe. Because I'm assuming they've had plethora of conversation and shared intimate details about certain stuff, life, whatever. And I think she's so connected on her spiritual journey at this point, she can hear him clear as day.
Yeah.
I think they're really still connected. Yes. And I think the Lauren that we see now is a different woman, a different being. I think she's tapped into even a dimension of herself that she probably didn't know. And I see her getting back to just herself, you know what I mean? So I think they're absolutely connected.
I think she has some great work in store, and I don't know which direction it's gonna go. I don't even know if it's gonna be within the acting. I know she did the games people play. Yeah, I think is she on this season?
She's not coming back to this one. She's doing a Netflix show with Seth Rogen right now. They're filming in LA.
So maybe she'll do some different. I'm sure it'll be very intentional with the role she do. She said that. But I think she's gonna start doing some like bigger. I think that's one facet. Yeah. But I think she's going to do some real big things.
For sure.
I don't know how we got on Lauren. But
Red Table, I don't even know. Red Table Talk, something her with Pink and Boundary, but whatever.
Like, it's an LA podcast.
We going
so I'm excited to see what just what she do. And again, I don't want to see her and think, I just want to see her like, okay, Lauren, do your thing. Yeah. So shout out to you. Well, all right. Want to take a...
While we get on the heavy shit, we gotta like.
This is on my birthday episode. That's like that's Scorpio energy though.
You know.
Yeah.
And that's Scorpio energy though. We go to the root. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Yeah. I think we got We had one more topic.
Yeah, we had another topic that you actually brought up about the what do women bring to the table.
So I watched this.
And I had a really good conversation with Bob about this too. We were in the car talking about it. He was like, oh, that's a good one. So, and it's interesting because him and I actually agree on the same shit. So I want you to kick it off with what you heard.
So yeah, it was a podcast that I was watching, and he does basically like commentary on other videos. I don't remember the name of his podcast, but the podcast he was doing commentary on, it was like Battle of the Sexes. It was 3 guys and 3 girls battling. Long story short, the men were very concise, precise, and straightforward with the questions that they were asking. They were very respectful, coherent. The ladies didn't really have a lot to combat what it is that they were saying. They were simply asking, what do you bring to the table? I bring myself. I bring blah, blah, blah. You know.
Did the dude have the dangly earring in his ear? Was it
Not
that one.
Not
we talked about that one.
Not him and not that podcast. That's,
okay.
Another podcast on YouTube. He light skinned, right?
Yes, girl, they come with the
y'all know who that
nigga. But he was
He
different.
would not get an
but
honorable mention.
Not him, no.
Okay.
But yeah, they just couldn't answer the questions coherently, and they were basically saying like, okay, well, I'm bringing, you know, if this is what you wanted, if you wanted this ass, if you wanted these titties or whatever, then this is what I'm bringing because this is what you wanted or whatever. So why else does it matter? Or you're not telling me what you bring to the table. They were just very combative, and they did. And I mean, and it was maybe at least like 30 minutes worth of dialogue. Nobody answered the question, and the women was saying like, well, the reason why women get offended is because it's like, why are you leading with that? You know, get to know me. You trying to speed race the process. Like, I want you to get to know me and find out what qualities I bring to the table. This is not a job interview. I don't have to lay out all of my qualifications on the table of what I bring to the table. Blah blah blah. But oh, boy was saying, you know, but then when we meet or whatever, what you gonna be asking me? Oh, do you have any kids?
Right.
Where you work?
Right.
What you do? Are those not the same questions?
Yeah.
Are we still not? It's still a level of, you know what I'm saying?
Judging maybe by the kind of car he drive or what his.
It's still a level of
like,
conversation to kind of see, you know, where that particular person is at, you know, socially, economically, you know what I mean? So he was just saying, instead of cutting all the BS, well, you didn't ask those questions or whatever before we got to the bed. He was like, that's on you if you let me hit. Like, that's on you. And so now that I
like, sis, don't do it.
And now that I hit, that's cool too. But now what else do you bring to the table? Because I might like you. That could have been cool. But now I really want to know, what else do you have to give? So the question would be, if y'all could even answer it. I have not thought about it since then, so I don't even know. But, you know, if a man asks you as a woman, what do you bring to the table? What does that incite in you? Because we've had that conversation too.
Yeah. That's
a tough one.
That's a tough one because I still can't. I can't hold you. Like, I don't have a straight answer right now. Because
it's like, I honestly, because I've always wrestled with that topic as to what exactly does that fucking mean.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because then it's like, women rely on peace, comfort. I'll give you whatever. Mm-hmm. But then dudes are like, well, that ain't tangible.
Yeah.
So what do you bring tangible?
Because you can't say things
so it's like, what?
Yeah, well, I'm, you know, like, I feel like everything that the typical woman say she brings to the table, a nigga can go out and buy.
Like what?
Oh, I'm a cook. I'm a clean. I can, you know.
Well, that's something I would say that.
Yeah, so those are all the things where, you know, I can make the house into a home. A nigga gonna hit you with, I can go get a maid. I can go get a chef. I can go, you know, because he can. I mean, it just depends on the woman you have. Like, I think the woman's role is to do that, though. Like, you're bringing a woman into your house to make it feel like a home. Like, okay, you can go get a maid, my nigga, but I'm going to add that touch. I'm going to, when you walk in the house, it's going to smell a certain kind of way, my nigga. The stove, the food is going to be cooked from me, prepared by me. I might suck your dick. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, it's just going to be, I'm just saying it's the touch of a woman. So, well, I'm gonna make it feel like something. I'm gonna give you like, what is that? I'm gonna give you a vibe you can't get nowhere else.
Yeah,
that's exactly what it's gonna be.
Right.
It's gonna be an experience when I'm in your house, and that's just that's gonna be our personal connection. It's gonna be what I can bring is my own personal personality and my vibe that I'm going to try to bring that you can't get nowhere else. You know what I mean? So, and I know it gets deeper than that, but
it shouldn't.
But when I step into a situation with a dude, I'm gonna. You're going to have to put in that work. I'm going to have to make sure, you know, like, when he gets up, let me clean the room and make sure the bed is made. Let me go get a little breakfast together. You know what I'm saying?
But that's if he's bringing everything. Because if not, we both getting up to go to work. Right. So I ain't cooking before.
And
you know what I mean?
Like, case, it really depends on what your situation is. Depends. But for the most part, yeah, I'm just saying a woman's job is to be a woman. It's to be a woman, you know, and I guess the role, and again, the situations change because we both may have to be running out the door at the same time, you know what I'm saying? So, but that's case by case. We might be hustling together, might be grinding together, so that's gonna change the situation. Maybe we gotta go get takeout tonight or whatever. I can't cook, nigga, tonight. Sorry, I'm too tired to suck your dick. Whatever. Like, I'm just saying.
Why suck your dick to go to?
That's hilarious, right?
I'm just saying, but it just. That's still a really good question to really kind of think a little bit more deeper on.
We're going to have to do a part 2 with that too.
For sure, because I feel like I always feel like if you're worried about what a woman brings to the table, like I feel like this. A guy who got it, you ain't worried about what a woman brings to the table. Because if you could really take care of your woman fully, you wouldn't even want her to fucking work for real.
Right.
Like just be my balance, whatever that may be.
Yeah,
that's it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because then, well, what you bring? Like, okay, because we both got to bring something to make the shit complete. Is that what you telling me? Or do you just need to? I don't know.
Right.
It's just weird. I've always argued with that because the same way if we say, oh, I cook, I bring peace, I bring that, and they like, I can go get that. It's like, well, what do you have? Because I have a job. You have a job. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what do you have? What do
it's
you
the
have
rebuttals for me.
that,
right.
you know what I'm saying? Because it can go fucking both ways. So I guess it just depends, like, what the fuck do you want? You know what I mean? At your fucking table. Like, I may just require, like, what do you want? You know what I mean? So I don't fucking know. Like I don't know. I've always wrestled with that question. I mean, because it could be so simple, like the cliche shit. I bring peace, stability. You know what I mean?
Not stability. They got capped with that. Like
peace, right? I'm gonna do whoop 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 until you mad and you don't want to.
I feel peaceful with them too.
Right?
They're really nice.
Right?
They take care of me.
Right? It's a few chairs at my table, so
right. It all up at the same damn time.
Right.
Yeah,
Joe said we're both at the table, but my side is leaning. I said, what does that mean?
Oh my god!
Like it's leaning, like, but you don't do enough. You weighing it down. Like, what does that mean?
Oh, my table is leaning. It's hilarious.
Like, what does that even mean? So
that's funny.
We had to circle back.
We'll do a part 2. I think that's such a loaded question. I mean,
it is.
I don't even know if it's. I only say it's a loaded question is because I feel like
phone a friend and shit.
No, next.
Yeah, we gonna phone a friend next
week. We'll phone a friend.
We need a guy with some good.
Or we'll do some questions on the social media and we'll ask you, ladies, what do y'all think y'all bring to the table?
Yeah.
What should a woman bring to the table? We'll bring some of those on the next episode.
We're only gonna make it women. Like, so fellas, tell us, what do you guys think women should bring to the table? And women, what do you think you bring to the table?
Right.
I think there's a level of ultra femininity that men are looking for.
Absolutely.
That not a lot of us have really tapped into. Mm-hmm. It may be because a lot of us are in the workforce. A lot of us are very ambitiously chasing goals. It is very difficult to be able to find the balance between ultra femininity and that and be able to turn that off as a light switch, especially when you're in the pursuit of the thing.
Yeah.
To turn that off is very difficult. You have to be very present and very conscious, like 24/7. So when you literally get around your partner, you completely take that complete outfit off.
It's very interesting you say that because I was just having this conversation with Five.
Yeah.
And just being very transparent about this because he'll be okay with it, but he was telling me that I have masculine energy. He's like, I don't know if that's from working out, bitch, or what.
I'm done.
I'm about to get out.
It was just funny to me though. We gonna talk about it because that shit is funny as fuck to me. I was like,
not. What is you trying to say? You on steroids or something?
Fallon, I'm done.
like that's because you've been working out.
Come here, nigga.
No, it was just,
what you doing, nigga?
I want to talk about
what
it.
Your dick suck?
That shit was funny as fuck. Because he's like, bitch, like
shit.
turn that shit down. Like I want. He said the same exact words. Like I want a woman's woman. I want a feminine woman. I want my girl to be super feminine, and not that I'm not.
Soft, but yeah.
But it's like I work in a male dominated industry, and it ain't coming from no fucking working out my nigga and lifting weights and shit. No, but. I think for me personally, it's more so because I'm so aggressive all the fucking time. I walk in the door with that same aggression. Like, nigga, like, what's up? Like, and I'm hitting him like, just
here,
like my
nigga,
tone
down.
is the same tone.
Suck the titty, nigga, down.
Suck the titty, damn nigga. Hurry up and shit. Like, what the fuck, nigga? And he like, bitch, turn off. Just be soft.
Like, what's wrong with you?
I don't even want it.
Be soft. Like, I want you're feminine. Like, you're hilarious. Sexy. Like,
well, see,
embody
this is the
that.
thing too. We've also lost our way to vulnerability.
Oh yeah,
it's so layered. What men don't understand is, as far as women, I say in our age bracket, I'm gonna say 30 and up. I don't know what everybody else under 30 is doing 100%, but I would say 30 and up. Our age, our generation, or whatever, the way that we was raised. A lot of us was raised by single moms. We are really fighting against what we've been conditioned as and what we really naturally want to be. I struggle with that my whole life, with feeling like, oh, nigga, if you doing it, like what? Like, you can't check me, especially if you're not paying. And I don't even want nobody to be paying because then you're going to be trying to tell me what to do, and I don't want nobody telling me what to do. Mm-hmm. So it's been such a long road of really kind of figuring out what does that mean, because that bravado is not genuine to who I really am. I really want to be taken care of. I really want to be, you know, damsel in distress and, you know, take care of me and help me, because I really need that, you know, my man in certain ways that I need him or whatever. And I think men want to see that at the forefront more often than not. You know what I mean? And so I think that's what men are talking about as far as what you bring to the table and what you're able to help them multiply, which is our role too. So our womb is not just for giving birth to children, but to, you're not going to never get to the places that you want to get as far as your hustle is concerned. Even if you Rick Ross, once he find whoever he gonna find, you know what I'm saying?
It's gonna be crazy.
Once you have, because that's the way it was meant to be. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So when you find that equal share and that equal partner, if somebody's going to amplify and multiply your visions, your legacy, those are the things that I think that a woman that's really solid and in her position can bring to the table, but it is going to vary man to man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of y'all say y'all want these different things. What do y'all bring to the table? But y'all end up picking the same girls.
That's a fact.
That have the template and have all the things or whatever, and then y'all be like, okay, damn. You know what I mean?
Carbon copies of the last. Right. That's a lot of Beyonce upgrade you. She talk that shit if you kind of get through it.
Yes,
if you really listen.
Yes, she do.
She talk about that.
That's a good one.
She talk about being at the tables and the meetings and shit. I'm at the meetings at these tables with you, my nigga. Yes.
I'm listening on the way home.
Me too.
Slap.
Yes.
Slapper. Yeah.
So
we'll reconvene.
We'll come back.
That's a really great topic.
One. Yes, that's a good one.
Yeah.
So we are signing out. Fallon, happy birthday.
Yes, Scorpio
We couldn't celebrate. We wanted to still celebrate today.
Oh, and they have bought me this because they know I'm the plant lady, I'm the flower lady, and it's kind of like I have one all in one. Oh, look at my little hair.
Take it out the bag.
Take it out the bag.
No.
Take it out the bag.
That first no.
Y'all see it out the top.
That was no.
It was absolutely beautiful.
We're not messing up that for y'all. Y'all better take a look. But I'm super happy about this. I'll be taking this my new plant baby. I call him my plant baby. So this my new plant baby. All my other plant babies are gonna be jealous when I bring her through. When I bring her badass through, they're gonna be like, "Who is that?"
Plants and flowers are so important to have in your home.
It's like a living thing.
Yes,
it is.
Yeah. Super important.
Taking care of something and watering it.
Are we doing a Thanksgiving episode? A Friendsgiving?
We should.
A Friendsgiving? That'd be fun.
A Friendsgiving episode?
Friendsgiving episode?
We should invite some friends on then. We got 4 mics.
What friends want to come on for the Friendsgiving episode?
We could find a real friend and a fan friend, maybe.
We'll do a little potluck. No, never mind, because we don't know where it's from.
No potluck. No. I've seen cats. I've seen cats on countertops.
Oh my God.
Cats on countertops.
Who is this?
That's sick.
718.
Answer it.
It's probably.
This is the kind of stuff that we.
I am recording.
Of course, it's gonna be somebody from New York. I
cannot. All right.
was talking on the phone with it.
Right. Look.
Oh my God.
Hello. Oh, it's a group of niggas. All right.
Oh.
They look like killers.
Janice,
wait, Chad, I gotta go.
They're like very wholesome men.
All right.
They're not killers, Mookie.
Who took a screenshot photo? All right, now we gotta go. All right.
We'll see y'all next
week. We gotta go. And we're out. Like now.